Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I pray that you're blessed and that everyone around you is blessed as well. I'm Tina from Tina Wonderfully Made. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit subscribe. Join the Wonderfully Made family. We talk faith, family, fashion, and fiction here. If you're returning, welcome back.
Welcome to Tina Wonderfully Made.
So, have you ever grew out of something that you were just so like, it was just something that you liked, something that you enjoyed, and then like the older you've gotten, you're like, this is not for me. That's where I'm at. I am old, you guys. I'm old, okay? But my reading taste has changed within the last year or so, and that's what I want to talk about, because these books and these authors have done something in me. And I want to acknowledge the fact that I am trying to grow daily in my faith walk, and that is definitely the Lord working in my life. Like, and that, you know, when you're growing in your faith and you're sincere and, you know, you even allow God to, you know, do what he needs to do in your life, the things that you enjoyed before that are more like prone to be like in your face, and at the same time you're not like, you don't want to engage in that. And no shade or anything to anyone. I love all my book girls, whether you read fantasy, romance, thrillers, horror, fiction, nonfiction. You read what you love, okay? This is just me and my journey, and I want to talk about it. So, like I said, it's been about a year since, don't mind the dog. It's been about a year since I was slowly trying to like figure out who I was in the Lord. And I've said in previous videos that I was born and raised in church. I was a pastor's kid. I was on the praise team. I'm still on the praise team. I was a minister's wife. We were also youth pastors, all that fun stuff, like all that fun stuff. And then we moved away and decided, yeah, we don't need to go to church. And this is just a little bit about my testimony that like, it's gonna just lead to where what I'm talking about. So, throughout the time we were not in church or like serving in church, we was doing some things. And I, you know, got into reading probably like around, you know, pandemic time, like really heavily into it. And I've never been like a big smut girl. However, like the books that I was reading, you know, because I am a thriller girl. I love a good thriller. But like, you need some of the cutesy stuff. And I loved every single moment. But there was just some scenes in there that stood out to me. And at first I'm like, hey, I'm going to be reading this. Like, this is juicy. They're doing the thing. Like, all this, you know, smutty, explicit, you know, romantic scenes. I was there. I was there for it, okay? And if you go back in my like Goodreads, if you go back in my Fable, you will see that I've read, you know, the books like The Next Girl. Like I gave them, you know, good ratings. And, you know, at that moment in my life, those books were it. Like I loved every second. And no shade to the authors, no shade to those that read the books. Do you and what makes your heart happy, because that's the beauty of the book community, is you can read whatever you want, however long it takes you to read that. You can switch up books, you can DNF books, like all that stuff. And that's what I love about the community, is the fact that you can read whatever you want. You can switch it up and no one's gonna judge you. Because for me, in my house, we are not here to judge. That's not our job, that's not our calling, that's not what we're supposed to do. So with that being said, I'm gonna just show you a few books that helped change my walk in what I read, that I feel honors God. And don't get me wrong, I do have books that I am reading or have read recently that I've had to skip so many scenes, and I realize it's just taken away from the whole story. And I just told one of my book friends, I will put her info in the description. Go check her out. Just love her. And her content is just so like peaceful and just calming. And she recently did a video about what she was reading, and like she realized that her reading taste has changed, but she didn't know how to explain it. And I was like, I'm here. Like, I understand what you're saying. And it feels like we spend 100% on a book expecting to read 100% of the book, but some of us are just having to skip so much that you're pretty much like wasting 40 or 50% of the time reading, and you're only reading half the book because you're having to skip so much. And she was like, yes, exactly. So that's how I was feeling. And I was like, I'm just wasting, I'm wasting money on a book that I can't even fully read. And so I'm just going to show you the books that I feel I have loved. And there's even one that I just started and absolutely am loving it so far. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I did read one of her books, which is Under the Magnolias by T.I. Lowe. And I tabbed some of it. I didn't get to tab a whole lot, but this book tore me up. And this is also, it also has some like romance in it, but it's like family drama, family being torn apart. There's, death in the family and how, the family's dealing with it. There's mental health issues in here. There's encouragement after the storm. And when you're reading this, you're like inspired and you're also hopeful. And I just love this book so much. So after reading that one, I was like, I need to read another book by her because that one hooked me. And so I just started South of Somewhere by T.I. Lowe. And this is just talking about a mother, Juniper, that in the beginning, she's getting out of rehab. And, the story's starting to unfold and what happened. And she loses custody of her daughter. And her daughter is with her brother, and their relationship is, a mess. And she's dealing with, death as well. She's dealing with trying to recover and stay clean just so she can, get her daughter back and she can feel like she's part of the community again. And she's just trying to get on her feet while still struggling mentally. And so far, it's so good. Having someone in my family, or having multiple people in my family deal with addiction, it's hitting so hard. And I just love this story so much so far. So if you have not checked out T.I. Lowe books, I will put these two in the description. You can pick them up, no extra cost to you. It's just my Amazon link, and trust me, you will love her writing. Like, it's so easy to read too, but it's so heartfelt. I could talk about it all day, but we're not. Another one that I just finished, and this was again a first of this author, and I'm definitely hooked. I have added her books to my wish list, as well as I'm letting my family know. I will also put the link in the description. And I also did the Style by the Story this past Friday on this book, and it is A Run at Love by Toni Shiloh. same thing. Romance, there's, you know, friends to more, there's family drama, all that stuff. And that's the thing I love now, like seeing how my reading taste has changed, is the fact that you can get like the heartfelt, you know, romance and the cutesy and all that stuff, and it doesn't have to be like explicit. And that's the joy of me finding this author. Like, absolutely love her writing. Also very easy to read, and you can just see like the faith. This had a lot of faith-based stuff in it, which it was done so good. And like I said in the Style by the Story episode, it talked about faith a lot, but not to where you're like, this is, you know, too much if you're not a Christian or walking in faith with the Lord. Like, it's just so good and encouraging. And, you know, oh, I love this book so much. I can't wait to read more of hers. And another one that is a clean romance, but it's it doesn't have like faith-based stuff in it, but you can like get stuff out of it, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be like verses and, you know, talking about, you know, going to church and all that stuff, but it has so much love in it and encouragement and, you know, the cutesy at the end love story. And this one is My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. I have talked about her a whole lot on my channel, and this is a part of the Holidays with Heart series. So there is a Christmas one called My Merry Mistake, and then this one's My Phony Valentine. And then the one that I really love, and I need to add it to my bookshelf eventually because I read it on my Kindle, is My Lucky Charm. I don't know why I couldn't remember that, but they're all so good. I've given them all like high ratings, and I've been slowly wanting to add more of her works and books to my shelf. I did end up picking one up not too long ago, like before my book buying ran, and I can't wait to get to it. But Courtney Walsh, check her out. Now, this one I did read in February when I was doing all the love books and all the, you know, cutesy. And this one was the first book that I read by her, but I did also, after reading this one, get an arc for a book from her, and can't wait to read it. I was wanting to read it this summer, but that just didn't happen. And it's called Love in Tandem by Becca Kinzer. Again, it's not like faith-based, but it is a clean romance that is just cute. It's cute without all the, you know, open door stuff. And like, this one is enemies to lovers, and or enemies to more. I've been trying to like switch that, because for me, you could say whatever or however you feel, but for me, when you say lovers, it's like, you know, they're doing the thing, you know. And this is just because we don't know. At the end, they're just in love, and that's it. So this one is just super cute, and it's talking about, you know, in the beginning, like, it's her ex-fiance's brother, and he's moved on, and she's trying to figure things out, and they go on this like tandem bike, you know, adventure, and stuff just happens, and they just end up falling for each other. And yeah, I loved this book. It was really cute, and it, like, the chapters are really short, very cute. Now on to like a little bit more serious, which I feel like they're all serious to me. I don't know. But this one, absolutely love. Like, this one has started my journey to wanting to read everything by this author, and it's In the Field of Grace by Tessa Afshar. I wanted to read this one first because it's based on the story in the Bible, or the book of the Bible, Ruth, and like, it's a retelling and done perfectly. Like, anybody can read this. You don't even have to like know the Bible. You don't even have to like be a scholar, or, you know, anybody off the street can read this and enjoy the story. So it's talking about Ruth and her relationship with her mother-in-law, Naomi, and just the encouragement and the love, and oh, it's just so good. And how she meets Boaz and how he becomes her husband is just so encouraging and such a beautiful love story. Like, so beautiful. I could talk about this book all day too. Like, I will put all these books down in the description, shop them, like, and you have to add this one. At least, if anything else, out of all of these books I'm showing, add this one. It's so good. So good. And I ended up reading this on my Kindle as well, but like, it's an easy read, definitely. So I'm excited to get more into her stories. I have, you know, a little collection going on over here, and she also has another book coming out, which I'm going to add to my birthday wish list because, yeah. And then last but not least, I can't even talk about, you know, faith-based books or like Christian fiction without mentioning this author and these books, because I believe these books are what like really kicked off my Christian fiction reading, and I am not going back anytime soon. So who I'm talking about, I'm sure everyone in the book community has heard of Francine Rivers, and this one was the first like faith-based book that I added to my shelf, and I can't even say how touching this book is. This is called Redeeming Love, and I'm sure everyone has heard of it. I've seen people that are not even Christian talk about this book and how touching it is. So it's talking about, I always forget her name, Angel. How can I forget? Angel. And she, like, her being raised by a woman of the night, and then being left on her own after her mom passes, she doesn't know any other way but to, you know, do what or follow in her mother's footsteps. And so she becomes a woman of the night, and the amount of tears that I cried. There's also a Netflix series on, I don't know if it's a series or a movie, but I did watch it and it's just as good. I feel like the book is always better, but I feel like it did the book justice. I can't even talk about this book enough. And so this is based on the book of the Bible, Hosea, which I'm not familiar with, and I will be totally honest. Like, I am not a Bible scholar whatsoever. Just because I was raised in church doesn't mean that I was on, you know, that faith walk like I'm trying now, okay? And I'm 100% transparent with you, okay? But after like reading this, I really want to go and study that book of the Bible, and it's not a long book either. But when Angel is growing up in the like a brothel, she loses herself. She loses herself, and she just feels like this is who she is. Nothing can change her until Michael comes along. And he sees her walking down sees her in a window, I believe, or walking down the street, I don't remember, and was like, who is that? Because I need to know her. And when he finds out where she works or where she's located, he pays, you know, whatever to have a night with her. That's what she's thinking. But he's like, I'm not here to do what you think I want to do. I'm here because I want to get to know you. I want to know who you are, not what you do. Ugh, that's a whole word in itself. Like, a whole word in itself. And it takes him a long time to finally get through to her, because she's just like, no, like, if you're not here for this, like, you're just wasting your time. And he goes, well, I'll be back, and I'm going to pay again until you are able to see, like, what I see. And eventually they, sit down, and he like really gets her to open up, and he encourages her and allows her to see who she is. It does take a lot of him to show her like, oh, this is not who you are meant to be. This is what the Lord has created you to be. And oh, just so beautiful. A beautiful, beautiful written story. Now, another book that I love by her is Bridge to Haven. This one, same thing, a lot of tears. And I don't even know what to say. Like, Lena is the female main character, and she is abandoned under a bridge by her mom after birth, and a pastor finds her, takes her in. The wife of the pastor, which became her mom, passes away, and the pastor's like, I can't take care of her and a growing son. And somebody from the church or the community was like, we want her. We want to take her in. She ends up growing up, going to Hollywood. So this is like a 50s Hollywood, story. And same thing, like just like Redeeming Love, they forget who they are. And they're living for other people, and they lose their being, like who they're meant to be and who they're called to be. And it takes so much struggle for her to finally come back home. Oh, another word. I can't tell you enough. Like, this book was so good, and I flew through it too. Like, her books are thick, but the writing isn't small, so you can like breeze through it. They're also, I believe you can get them like on Libby, or I'm not sure if like Kindle Unlimited has it, but I will put all the links and stuff for you to grab these books in the description, like I said. Also, don't forget, I have a Pango book site, so that's in the description. If it's your first time purchasing any books from me, you get $5 off your first purchase using the code tinawonderfullymade. Now, if you are on the same journey as I am, and you are struggling to find like Christian fiction books or like clean romance books, don't forget to hit subscribe if you are, looking for that kind of thing. If you are here and you're subscribed, I absolutely adore you. And hopefully if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, I am here for you. We're here together. This is a community where we just come together and help each other out. Okay. But I am just like, when I look at these books, I think back to how they made me feel. And that's what I love about my reading journey now, is reading books that make me feel something, or like make me realize and open my eyes to things that I'm oblivious to, or I have, experienced. And I just love reading. Like, I love a good book. Anyways, if you have any suggestions too for like clean romance, or a good Christian fiction book, leave them in the comments, because I want to check them out if I don't have them already. With that being said, always remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Talk to you later. Bye.